The whole narration is looking like, because Ebony is not there, let me cook some cock and bull story to win public sympathy. You understand? But right now, you've moved past Ebony. You are now with Stonebwoy. Stonebwoy is giving you all the mileage you need. If not for anything, channel that energy on him. Understand? Coming back to, you know, at the end of the day, what do you stand to gain?
Maybe he wants his credit.
Well, credit for what?
Discovering Ebony.
No, credit never held then. So, will it be written? The lady you want to be credited for, she's no more.
In terms of who discovered Ebony, by the story there, if it is Ogee who linked Ebony to Bullet, then I think the credit goes to Ogee.
Okay.
For being able to link those two people up. Because without Ogee, there's no Ebony.
Welcome back to the show. This is still Entertainment Guide here on DGN. My name is Prudent himself. I'm here with my brothers, Long John the blogger, and Yao Budweg. Guys, welcome to the show. How are you doing this evening?
I'm good.
That's it. Yeah. All right, guys. So today we have a lot of conversations to have with regards to entertainment industry, and of course, may her soul rest in perfect peace. Ebony Reigns, of course. There's been a lot of conversation with regards to Ebony's, discovery into the entertainment industry, the music industry specifically, and it's been a back and forth between Ogee, the MC, and Bullet, CEO of Rough Town Records. Guys, we've had the conversations in our space. As a music executive. How does someone discover an artist?
How does someone discover an artist?
Yeah.
Basically, I think just platforming the person is discovery. So discovering is basically finding something that people have not found. That's basically what the definition of discovering is.
Yeah.
And in the music sense is when you find a talent that no one is putting their potential in, and you elevate them to a particular height that gives them some form of recognition. So that's basically discovery. Like Prudent knows how to sing. The world doesn't know, but Prudent, make you do 1 and 2 so I go fit sing and things. Then that means you've been discovered.
Okay.
You get it.
All right.
Then I put it. So that's how discovery works in the chain.
Okay.
Yes.
So we cannot say Ogee discovered Ebony Reigns.
We say we cannot say Ogee discovered Ebony Reigns. Well, then it has to go with the whole story.
Okay.
You get it. The whole story in the sense that we need to find how Ogee got to know Ebony sang. Because I think before Ogee, I believe she was around the VVIP circus, like around those places. So depending on what the story says, was Ogee the one who kind of found Ebony and said, okay, now we can take it to the next level. You get it. That is when we can say, yes, he discovered her per the story. But from what we are hearing, since we don't know the full story, we can all assume that, yes, Ogee discovered Ebony.
Okay.
Because we don't know the full, that's what I'm saying, we don't know the full story. But per the story that we've heard, was if...
Based on the fact that he introduced Ebony to Bullet.
Based on the fact that Bullet himself said Ebony was introduced to him through Ogee.
Yes.
Then, per that story, then he is the person who discovered.
But Bullet disagrees on the fact that he said discovery. But he wants Ogee to use the words linked. He linked Ebony to him.
Well, that depending on where... I don't think it's just the wording of discovery. I think it's the assumption of, let's say, Ogee saying he managed Ebony for about a year, and they did 3 songs. That is where I think that is where the biggest challenge is for Bullet.
Okay.
Because discovery there is not about how long. You get it. We were here one day and we told us that Christopher Columbus discovered America. When America had people in it already. But he was given that discovery tag. How you get? So it's not about how long you've known someone. Even if you are linking, yes, you've discovered. It's like me seeing that there's gold on my land. I've discovered gold on my land. Just because I bring Akwanta mining to come and mine doesn't make a contaminant the discoverers. Do you understand?
I get you.
So it's basically that same definition.
Okay.
But I think the contention for Bullet is the fact that he said he managed Ebony for a year.
And recorded some couple of songs.
Yes, when in actual fact, if according to Bullet, it was a week after he got to know who the girl was. So I think that's where the issue is. But in terms of who discovered Ebony, by the story there, if it is Ogee who linked Ebony to Bullet, then I think the credit goes to Ogee.
Okay.
For being able to link those two people up. Because without Ogee, there's no Ebony. Because at the time she was not called Ebony. She got the name Ebony whilst with Bullet. So if the two had not met, there wouldn't have been the name Ebony Reigns. So without Ogee, there's no Ebony.
All right.
That one that we cannot argue about.
Okay. Long John.
I think, first of all, I'd like to greet the viewers. We appreciate the feedback. This conversation, I've always said, I've listened to both parties, and I believe what is causing the whole fracas is probably the misuse of certain words by certain parties involved. If I say that, I mean, I think Ogee is overstepping certain toes with the way he uses or he narrates his story. If not for anything at all, I think the word discovery is self-explanatory to discover something. And I don't think Bullet has an issue with that because, of course, he has said severally that Ogee is the one who, whether linked or whatever, he discovered her first. You understand? But even for him to see the talent and say, okay, I think this management will be better for you, I think that is enough for us to even say he discovered. But you see, like I said, I watched Bullet's interview with DJ Slim.
Your friend.
Let's be behaving ourselves. I watched Bullet's interview with DJ Slim. And from what he said, he was trying to drive at the point that, like YB rightly said, he said he didn't like the way Ogee was trying to imply he managed the girl. Because even Ogee doesn't understand what entered into her management. And he's right. Management, you see, the problem about this Ghanaian music industry is somebody start working with an artist and calls himself a manager. Somebody sees somebody working with an artist and calls, oh, we're a manager, without knowing their role. I don't know if you're getting what I'm trying to say. And it has been a problem from back in the days. And thank God, because of music education and music schools now opening up in this part of our world, now people are understanding that, the boys that work around you, they are not managers. So you either find new name for them or you help them educate themselves on what they are doing so that they can get better.
Okay.
You understand? That is why in this current space, currently we have a lot of artists changing managers like crazy because they get to certain countries and they realize, hey, certain manager, he doesn't even understand what is copyright, what is this split sheet and all these things.
Yeah.
You understand? And that is what we call management.
All right.
If you are into management, you understand the in-depth details of what goes or the entirety of the art or the craft you are managing.
So that's where Bullet has
Bullet has his problem with. Okay. And Ogee keeps mentioning his manage. Charlie, I'm managing, and especially when the funding even came from you. Understand? It will be very insulting or a spit in your face because you understand that maybe discussion will be more and now you are claiming you manager. How did you do that? Okay. Then that way people will start questioning. In what capacity was Bullet?
All right. In that, I think one other thing that has also come up is that Bullet is actually asking Ogee to produce the 3 songs they recorded together.
Right.
And why hasn't Ogee, after Ebony, managed another artist again? Which I think is a valid point.
A very legitimate question. I think it's very necessary because, yes, Bullet is trying to make sure Ogee sticks his guns up and stick to the script he's trying to read. If you want us to believe you've managed an artist before, bring us the details, bring us evidence. It's not about, because the whole narration is looking like, because Ebony is not there, let me cook some cock and bull story to win public sympathy. You understand? But right now, you've moved past Ebony. You are now with Stonebwoy. Stonebwoy is giving you all the mileage you need. If not for anything, channel that energy on him. Understand? Coming back to, at the end of the day, what do you stand to gain?
Maybe he wants his credit.
Well, credit for what?
Discovering Ebony.
No, credit never held then. So will it be written? The lady you want to be credited for, she's no more. You understand? So why don't you allow her name to, you know, just die down and then you guys focus, because you are now living. You can't fight over the dead. And you know, she has a valid contract with whoever you are trying to even fight with. When you should ask you to produce a contract, do you have any formal documented thing to prove there was any relationship between
Probably at that time, Ebony
indirect, that's why it's about, we should use this as a clear example. Indirect relationship with somebody doesn't make you a formal person to that person. Because when you get to the court of law, when they ask you what shows this and this, or this, there's a direct relationship with you, you can't say, I've spoken to her before, there are pictures to prove. Pictures are not enough.
Yeah.
Go beyond pictures. What are the documentations to prove? What are the business dealings you did with her? Where is the signing between Ebony and a company that you had to second as a manager?
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Verbal contract.
Please. You have verbal contract.
Yeah.
But somebody has written contract. Which one holds in the court of law?
I get you. All right. Yeah.
Now, so here's the thing. I think Long John made a particular point. And I think when the issue came, the first thing I tweeted was, Ogee has had so much high notes with Stonebwoy, not to make Stonebwoy the focus of his story instead of Ebony. And one thing people need to realize is I don't think Bullet's even fight now stems from just that. I think it has been like a boiling point from the time the lady died till now, because one thing I always say is, and there's no disrespect to Ogee or anybody, but Ogee is the biggest beneficiary in terms of publicity after Ebony's death. Yeah. Why? Because immediately the lady died, videos of them started circulating, Ebony's boyfriend.
And he even went out to claim he was her boyfriend.
Like, there were a lot of different narrations.
To claim he was her boyfriend.
And it kind of, let's be honest, kind of also elevated his craft to the next level. And even when he officially also came back to Rough Town, I think as part of Wendy Chase's team, it even solidified the whole story, like, oh, now they're even giving him a role in. So he's been like a big beneficiary when it comes to the aftermath of the death. And so many years down the line, he has done amazingly well. I was even surprised, let's say, the 3 Music that started all this. When he went on 3 Music, he could have highlighted the introduction that he even did for Stonebwoy at the TGMA.
You spoke about that, but
no, that's what I'm saying. You see, highlighted. And it could have been so easy to talk about Ebony without going, let the dead die. Okay, I linked Ebony to Bullet. Because if you listen to the 3 Music interview, you feel like, that's why people feel like he was kind of slighting Bullet. Because when you say the girl was about to travel and then she passed away, when she had been to Dubai, like when she had flown, you get it. It makes you feel like, oh, then to all her success, they were not able to do certain things. But the truth is, they put in hard work, they worked hard. And I think what Bullet is asking for is not anything out of the blue, saying it's simple. Yes, you were part of the process. Let it end there. Don't let it go beyond where it went. Don't add any additional stuff. Yes, you linked it to me. But when she came to me, we didn't even speak again till at a certain point in time. So yes.
Bullet has also accused Ogee of stealing his money for the first ever Shay concert. Is that even important in the conversation? And they keep saying that I'm looking for Ogee, but we all know where Ogee is. Ogee is by the time music. Go get Ogee and take your money. Why is Bullet ranting on social media and not using the right appropriate channels?
Honestly, that aspect, I don't know why he's not using the right channels, but I don't think he literally wants to arrest. I think he wants to free his mind, because let's be honest, if we all can recollect, because we are all young people, the first Shay on You concert was supposed to be held at the Labadi Beach. It was a flop. In fact, it was a total disaster. Logistic issues. And here's the thing, I don't think Bullet is lying. I don't think Bullet is lying.
About Ogee running away with his
No,
money?
Ogee ran away with the money, but the fact that the show flopped and there were monies which were misappropriated.
Oh.
As to whether it was Ogee or another person, I cannot see. But Bullet says it is Ogee and another person. He didn't mention the other person's name. Maybe you get. But we all know the people who were with Ruffton at that moment.
Yeah.
So the thing is, per what he has narrated so far, it is true. The show was a flop.
The link is working.
Logistical nightmare. Something happened. But somebody chopped some money. But also who chopped the money? It be now Bullet the talk say it be Ogee then another person. Do you get it? So once I heard that once he spoke the facts about the show being a flop, indirectly I believe what he's saying. Because truly we all were here, we saw it. It was a flop. It was a very bad show. It was a very bad show. So I'm sure he's using this opportunity to highlight, and I'm sure if Ogee had not gone on the tangent, I don't think it would have even come out. But when I said like, hey, Ogee, there's some about I'm gonna do it in the APA. You get it. So I think he's also using this as a tool to also get back.
Okay.
But if he truly wanted to arrest Ogee, he would have arrested Ogee.
True.
Yes. Until not the scanner their shit. Because even in this country, there's a period of time when you do not persecute someone for a crime. Crime na shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know. Check your law. Who told you crime does not explain it?
Okay.
There are certain cases. It's not like every case,
Yeah.
But I learned that there are certain stuff, if you do not follow up.
Probably the civil cases.
Like this is a civil case.
Yes.
I bet you get. Because I don't think it's a criminal case. But now it's a civil case. Where was a criminal case, they would have gotten them arrested.
Yeah.
You get it? So it's a civil case. So after a period of time in a civil case, and it passes, you cannot chase.
Great.
And since Bullet has not showed us police statement, because if he had shown police statement, I think they would have invited Ogee. If they did not come, they would have put him on the crime list. He wouldn't be able to travel in and out of Ghana like he does. So
he would have been declared a fugitive.
And so we did fashion.
Put him on the red list. Lockjaw.
I think with Bullet's narration, I believe it is out of pain. You know, seeing someone who has won. You see, I blame Ogee for all this. Someone who has done you bad. Now it's about trying to trash your work. I mean, what brought all this brouhaha? Trying to claim you were once a manager. You understand? One call him because we all know who her manager was. So if you claim that title, he will definitely be hit. Okay. Knowing very well he also holds something strong against you. And what's what Kasa? Kasa and what's AP? Yeah. If you know you've done something like that, you should be careful the way you speak. And I'm sure if he should, you see right now Ogee has not spoken again.
Yeah, that's what I was
if he should
I was expecting Ogee to
if he should reply in any formal position, what will come, he might not like it. He could take him.
Vida should release a press statement to this effect.
Will you respect yourself? How does this have anything to do with
the guy works with Burniton music.
Will you respect yourself? Where you are going, our Stoneboy don't want problem. What are you saying? How does this have anything to do? He's Ogee as himself. He's a personality. He's a brand on his own. Before partnering Stoneboy. Okay. So this has nothing to do with Stoneboy. It has everything to do with Ogee, the MC.
So Ogee,
if he wants to control, he has to control the narration. He has the power.
And probably he's quiet so that the story dies down.
Exactly.
All right. If
he goes on to say more stuff, I'm sure crazy things will appear. So he should just allow it to sleeping dogs to lie, because now he's doing good for himself. And Stoneboy is also treating him excellently. We see the way he's being treated in Benetton. And we know he's one of the key players around Stoneboy.
All right.
So this things, I don't think Stoneboy even would like this type of energy. So I believe he should just cut it short and then allow it to.
All right, great.